Welcome to the Rusted Garden Homestead. This is, I think, the 9th video in my 2020 seed starting series on how do you start seeds indoors. Today I'm going to show you how to get tomatoes started, how to get peppers started. First part's going to be talking, answering a lot of questions. Then we're going to get to planting, thinning these out, and even fertilizing and feeding them. So the first question I get is, do I have to start tomato plants indoors? And the answer is no, you don't have to start them indoors. You could put seeds outside. But if you're going to put a tomato seed or pepper seed outside, you want to make sure you have a long enough period of time for them to fully mature, produce fruit, but then you also want a good 2 months after that for you to get a continued harvest and production. You don't want to just put a seed in the ground when the temperatures are right. I'll talk about that in a second. They get to a size, they produce a little bit, and then a cold comes and kills them off. So you would start tomatoes and peppers indoors if your growing season isn't long enough to get a full season of production out of them. You also start them indoors so that you get a good 6 weeks, a month and a half of growth. So then when you put them out into your garden, into the ground as transplants, you're going to get tomatoes and peppers earlier to your table. So those are the two main reasons why you would do that. So I'm in Maryland, Zone 7. Today is January 14th, and it is way too early to start these indoors. These are prop plants for the video that I'm doing now. I'm also doing an experiment with a couple of these, which I'll show you in future videos. So when do you start them indoors? These are warm weather plants, tomatoes and peppers. You want the transplants to get into the ground when the nighttime temperatures are staying in the 50s, and really when the soil temperature itself is about 50 degrees or warmer. So you want to have some warm rains happening. These have to go out well after the danger of frost comes, because if a frost comes, it will kill these off. Of course, I do push these and get them out sooner. You could put a cloche on top of these as a transplant or a glass vase and get them out sooner, but I'll talk about that in other videos. So you want these to go out into warm ground, and then you want the days to be, in the 60s or 70s. They love the warmth. They're going to grow really fast in the warmth. If you put them out early, you're going to feel like, hey, I got them out early, but they're going to sit there. And tomatoes actually will turn purple. They turn colors. They kind of just sit there and shiver, so to speak, and don't thrive until that warmth comes. So tomatoes, you can start them 6 to 8 weeks early. So you figure out, so in Maryland Zone 7, let's say it's May 15th, when you have the right nighttime and daytime temperatures, you count back 4 weeks. That gives you April 15th, another 4 weeks. That gives you March 15th. So I start my tomato plants typically in the beginning of March. This is also in that 6 or 8 weeks, that is growth. So that's 6 or 8 weeks. Once they germinate, they can grow here about 6 or 8 weeks. So tomato plants might take 5 to 7 days to germinate. Pepper plants can take anywhere from 7 to 21 days to germinate. The sweet peppers like these tend to germinate more quickly and grow quicker than these are actually scorpion peppers from my garden that I test germinated. I'm going to be selling them on my seed shop. They tend to grow smaller. They tend to germinate over a longer period of time. They may need 14 days, and they tend to grow much more slowly than the sweet peppers, generally speaking. I don't know why, but that tends to be a reason. So if you're growing a lot of hot peppers, you might want to start these 10 to 12 weeks before they go outside, because you have to give them more time to germinate, and they grow more slowly. So tomatoes 6 to 8 weeks before they would go outside. Peppers, typical peppers, 8 to 10 weeks. Maybe some of the super hots or hotters, 10 to 12 weeks. And that's how you figure out when to start them indoors. Now, again, today is January 14th. These tomatoes were started on December 20th. So that's 11 days plus 14, that's 25 days. They took about 5 days to germinate. So this is 20 days worth of growth, almost 3 weeks. So they can, certainly sit in here a good 3 weeks and probably longer. We'll get to planting in a second. These tomatoes went in on the 16th. This pepper went in on the 16th. So these have a little bit more time. You can already see that if you plant in a bigger container, and that's one of the questions, do I have to start in these small cells down here and keep potting up? No. If you're not growing a lot of varieties of peppers, or you don't want a lot of plants or tomatoes, start in these bigger cells and they can stay in here the whole time. The more root space they have, the less watering you have to do, and the more quickly they're going to grow. So these were started on December 20th. See how big they are, 2 different varieties. And these were started 5 days sooner, and they're smaller. That's fine, they can stay small because you're just growing transplants, and once they get into the ground, they're going to take off. I started the scorpion pepper test on the 16th, and the peppers here are Cornito Gallos. They're delicious sweet peppers, and All American Selections winner, and they went in on the 20th. So you can see, they're growing nicely too. All right, so those are the main questions I get about why, when, how to get them started indoors. We'll get to the how actually now. I'll show you how I set them up, and then make some decisions. If you want to use, different size containers, you can do that. So I know I've shown this 1,000 times. I want to just show you how to thumb pack and get this set up. I'll attach a playlist of all the 2020 seed starting videos if you want to catch up and see what I've been doing. It's really important, that's why I like talking about this, is you don't just want to drop in your seed starting mix one time and then let it go. You want to thumb pack it down. You want a nice, well-packed cell for your tomato seeds, for your pepper seeds, or anything that you're growing. After you do that, put another layer on, just scrape it away, and this is a great starting base for your tomatoes and peppers. Alright, so we thumb packed the seed starting mix. It's also pre-moistened, and I talk about that in my other videos. So now you have to decide how many tomato and pepper plants are you going to start. If you have a setup like me, you want a grow light station where you have the germinating side. This is where I put in the seeds to germinate and get growing. And then I have my other side for when the plants are bigger. And you might notice the lights on there are off because when your plants are bigger, they don't need as much light. So they get about 12 hours there. They get about 16 hours here when they're germinating. Real quick, you want the lights to be about 1 to 3 inches above your seed starts. And you want your seeds to germinate, be hit by the intense light, and then stay under there, a good 7 to 10 days, depending on how quickly they grow. The more light they get, the nicer, the more stocky they'll be, and they're not going to be tall and leggy and be kind of reaching for the light. You want them hit by intense light. So you got to decide, how many tomatoes do I want to grow for my garden? In truth, a family of 4 only needs about 3 tomato plants and maybe 4 or 5 pepper plants, depending on what you want to grow. So you may want to do something like this. Start them in a bigger cell. I sell most of these seed starting supplies at my seed shop. This container is just from, I think, Home Depot. This is to put under your indoor house plants. This is how we water. So once we seed start, we fill this up, and it's going to absorb water from the bottom. And I talk about that in the other videos on how often you do that. I like starting all kinds of different tomatoes and peppers, so I use these 72 cells, and then I pot them up into bigger containers over time. I move them outside into a greenhouse, do it a bunch of different ways. That's if you're growing many varieties and you need a lot. Nothing wrong with just doing something like this. 3 tomato plants, 3 pepper plants, you're good to go. Or you could use containers like this, however you want to do it. The planting is the same. So here are my peppers. I like to put 2 pepper seeds and 2 tomato seeds in each cell, no matter how big the cell is. And then I just use a popsicle stick, press them down about 1/4 of an inch. I've done experiments where I've pushed them all the way to the bottom. I've left them on the surface. The depth doesn't really matter that much. So we're just pushing them in about 1/4 of an inch. Don't stress about that. And that's all you have to do to start tomatoes and peppers indoors. So once you have a whole tray planted, just cover it up. We would take this out, fill it 1/4 way with water, let the water absorb for about 20 or 30 minutes. If there's any excess, dump it out. That gets them off to a great start. They would go right into the grow lights. They're going to sit there anywhere from 5 to 14 days to germinate. Once they germinate, I keep them under there 7 to 10 days or so. Alright, so once you have them planted, these all broke the surface somewhere between 5 and 10 days or something like that, and they've been growing about 3 weeks. Let me show you how I thin them out, then we'll talk about fertilizing. So after they've germinated, they've been growing about 2 or 3 weeks, you want to thin them out to the strongest plant. These all look great, so I'm not going to worry too much about it. And you do have to get in and you just cut out the weakest plants. You may not like doing it, but these are going to get huge, so just thin them out. You don't have to be overly gentle with them. In fact, they don't mind being pushed around a little bit. That helps them kind of get stronger. It's like the wind going through here, and it really stimulates the plants. I'll just do this batch real quick. They're nice and healthy. Now, you could pull them out if you wanted to, but as you pull out the plants, as that root system comes out, it may damage the root system of the plant you're keeping in there. So this is 6 tomato plants. They look great. We're going to water them. Now, there's more than one pepper plant in here because I was test germinating them, so I'm not going to do those. Let's do this tray. So take a look in there, and you just cut out the weakest looking pepper, and they germinated really well. And just another plug for my seed shop, all these seeds came from there. Alright, so these are thinned out. I'll take care of the ones over there. So let me put them back in the tray and we'll talk about feeding. After they've been growing, after they've germinated, I always want to be clear because sometimes your plants could sit, your seeds could sit 7 to 14 days. They haven't germinated yet. So it's about 2 weeks of growth after germination, 3 weeks growth. You're going to water them, and you're going to water them with a water-soluble fertilizer. And in the previous video, which I'll link, I talked about cutting those water-soluble fertilizers down until you're close to a 1:1:1 NP&K. You want very little fertilizer. I did a whole video on how you can overlove and damage your plants. Just a little bit of fertilizer. So the plants here were already fertilized, so I'm not going to fertilize them again, but you're going to give them, and again, there's no fertilizer in the seed starting mix. I'll be doing a video on using worm castings in there, but the first video series, or the first videos in the series, was just the basics. So this is just basic starting mix. Your tomato seeds, your pepper seeds will live off of the seed coat. They will live off the light coming in. It's not until they get about 2 or 3 weeks worth of growth that you have to worry about adding in the fertilizer. Now, you could use fish emulsion. This is a 5:1:1 NP&K. I recommend using half. You really want to get these numbers to a 1:1:1. Even lower is perfectly fine. They don't need a lot of fertilizer because this is not a large container. It's not out in the ground. You don't want these fertilizers to over-concentrate in there. You may use the chemical type fertilizers. They're way too high. This is a 24:8:2. So you would cut this down in half and half again and one more time and really bring these numbers down. You just need a little bit of fertilizer. Excuse me. So what you would do, I keep a fertilizer gallon jug. That's how most of the stuff is mixed. Fill it fully full of water and then just put in a dosing that brings the numbers down to a 1:1:1 or lower. And all I would do is fill the tray about a quarter of the way. This is how I water. This is how I feed. And with practice, you get pretty good at putting in the right amount of water so that you don't have to dump it out. If not, after 20 or 30 minutes, I would just pick this up and dump it into a bucket. So you're going to feed the plants, just to recap, about 2 or 3 weeks after they germinated. If they're looking yellow, feed them a little bit sooner. If not, they can go about 3 weeks. And then you're going to feed them every week or two, depending on the size. When they're smaller, every 2 weeks. When they're larger, every week. If your plants look like they're struggling a little bit, if they're starting to yellow or they don't look right, just feed them sooner. But keep that NP&K ratio really as close as you can to a 1:1:1. Less is more when it comes to fertilizing seed starts. We change it up when we get out into the garden. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please check out the playlist. It'll bring you up to speed on starting seeds indoors for 2020. And please check out my seed shop. Thanks for watching.